This is an iHeart podcast.
Wells Fargo seeks broad impact in their communities, focused on supporting customers and communities through housing affordability, small business growth, financial health, and more. Donated over $2 billion to strengthen local communities over the last 5 years. Wells Fargo, the bank of doing. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/saydo. Support includes contributions from Wells Fargo and Company, Wells Fargo Bank N.A., and the Wells Fargo Foundation.
Good morning. Welcome to Today.
From back to school to tackling your to-do list, the Today Show is your best start to the day.
It's a new season, and every morning we're here to help you take it all on as the forecast calls for football all across the country.
Blockbuster stars, live concerts, and so much more. Wake up to where it's all happening.
We're getting back to all of it, and the best way to start is together.
Watch the Today Show, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. on NBC.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about women of the wheel, icons who turned motion into momentum and spun their legacies on spokes, skates, and potter's wheels. These women harnessed the power of the axle, pushing their crafts and professions forward through their works and lives. Today we're traveling back to the early days of the Soviet Union to meet a woman who shattered gender roles on the railroad. She was the first female locomotive driver in the USSR, and a symbol of grit, precision, and steel nerves. Let's talk about Zinaida Troitskaya. Zinaida was born in 1913 in Moscow. Her father worked on the railway, and from a young age, Zinaida accompanied him to work at the train depot to get a front row seat to the action. After finishing secondary school, Zinaida enrolled in a factory training school and began working in repair shops. She was described as a young woman with a fresh, open face and laughing eyes. In 1930, Zinaida graduated with honors from the railway school and began working as a locksmith, repairing steam locomotives. From there, she started taking courses to become a locomotive engineer. Just 1 year later, she made history. Zinaida became the first female assistant locomotive driver in the USSR. Her assignments started with switcher locomotives, which are used to move train cars short distances, like around the rail yard. But by 1932, Zinaida was driving passenger trains, making her the first woman in the Soviet Union to hold that role. It wasn't just about the machinery for Zinaida. When she took her first drive as head engineer in 1935, she did so with a female crew. Her assistant driver, her firewoman shoveling coal. Women weren't just working on the trains, they were running them. In April of 1936, Zinaida's contributions earned her the Order of Lenin, one of the Soviet Union's highest honors. That same year, she married a fellow railway worker and had a daughter named Alla. Zinaida knew that for women to find a lasting place in the rail industry, they needed more than individual wins. They needed a movement. So in 1936, she published an appeal in the Soviet newspaper Guduk, Women to the Locomotives, and the women answered. That same year, 3 female train managers in the Moscow Metro, then part of the Ministry of Railways, pushed to take train driving exams. By the end of the year, the first 3 female metro drivers were officially certified. Zinaida's face soon appeared in recruitment posters and news stories, encouraging women across the Soviet Union to join the railway workforce. Zinaida continued to work her way up. By 1938, she'd become head of the Moscow Circuit Railway, making her the first woman to oversee a regional railway in the Soviet Union. The timing was critical. War was on the horizon, and the railroad would soon become a vital artery for the country's survival. During World War II, Zinaida's railway became a lifeline. Her trains carried troops and munitions to the front. On return trips, they transported women, children, and the elderly to safety. Zinaida didn't manage these efforts from behind a desk. In the brutal winter that spanned 1941 to 1942, Moscow faced critical coal shortages. Zinaida personally oversaw deliveries. She rode with the coal trains, ensuring emergency repairs during bombing raids, and worked for days without sleep. After the war, she was named Director General of Railway Traction, 3rd Class. In 1944, Zinaida transitioned from the railways to the Moscow Metro, where she worked for more than 30 years. She retired from the Metro in 1974. Zinaida Troitskaya died in Moscow in 1981. She showed her country and the world that a woman's place isn't in the passenger seat, but rather behind the wheel. All month, we're talking about women of the wheel. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
The day begins at the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club at Boston Logan Airport. You get the clam chowder. In San Diego, it's tostadas. New York, espresso martini. It's 10 a.m. Why not? It's the quiet before your next flight, the shower that resets your day, the menu that lets you know where you are. This is access to over 1,300 airport lounges and every Sapphire Lounge by the club. And one card that gets you in. Chase Sapphire Reserve, the most rewarding card.
Learn more at chase.com/Sapphire Reserve. Cards issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval.
When you're driving, nothing's better than a suspenseful podcast. But when you want to save on gas, drama's the last thing you want. That's why Marathon makes it easy to save with Marathon Rewards, earning you at least 5 cents a gallon in rewards with every fuel up and saving you up to $1 a gallon. Plus, signing up is easy. Do it at the pump or marathonrewards.com. So start saving with rewards from Marathon. And don't miss the Thomas Rhett Better in Boots Tour this summer, fueled by Marathon. At participating locations. Terms and conditions apply.
This is an iHeart podcast.